Good morning, everybody. So now we finally get to the hopefully long awaited subject of what I really did not want to cover. The fact that, we've had to do at least six different videos about women recently and their behavior. Anyway, this is going to focus on why you never, ever, ever befriend women and especially befriend them and tell them your secrets and what's going on in your personal life. Okay. Now, of course, women are going to say, not all women are like that, but they are. They are. I've seen it too many times and I'm hearing about it again secondhand, and it's just like, good Lord. Good God, why? Anyway. But in addition to not, sharing your secrets, because of course women, they got the gift of gab and they have to consistently, for whatever reason, they love the drama, they love the, kicking around topics that you should not be talking about outside of your personal relationships. Okay. You should not give women details of your personal life. You should not give them details about what goes on in your bedroom. Okay? The second that women find it more beneficial to burn you or otherwise ostracize you, they will dig up everything you've told them to try to hurt you. Okay? Now, this is especially bad if you're a female. You should know this. You should know these games pretty well, especially once you get older, mid to late 20s. That's when you start realizing, and you ask any honest female what it's like working with other women, and God help us all, male or female, having to work for a female boss, what it's like. It's fucking torture. It's torture. Anyway, um, outside of trying to emotionally or psychologically hurt you, scar you, because women are really good at those kind of, you know, women don't really necessarily have the ability to do a lot of physical harm. Although, if you put a knife in the hand of a Latina chick, you just kind of asking for problems right there. But outside of that, when it comes to the workplace, the other option is they will try to decrease your standing until anyone, quote unquote, on their side, because there always has to be sides and they're always going for the last word. They will never let a problem subject or topic fucking die. All right, they will consistently beat it into the fucking ground until they have the last word and they can declare themselves right in their own heads. Okay. There's a reason why the majority of women in this country are on SSRIs. All right. And honestly, if it was just SSRIs, that'd be one thing. But increasingly, a lot of these girls are on SSRIs, anti anxiety drugs. They're on antipsychotics and literally everything under the fucking sun because they're legitimately batshit. Especially once a lot of these girls who do have these kind of mental issues, especially once they get older and they get the compounding misery of realizing what the next 60 years of life, assuming they make it to, 90, what the next 60 odd years of life is going to look like for them, especially once their looks fade and they're not, you know, special anymore. Um, they get incredibly miserable and they will spread that fucking misery like fucking cancer. It's bad. It's fucking bad. Anyway, just a moment. So, hitting back on that point, they will get the entire hen group together of all the other females on their side, quote unquote, on their side. And once all of the others jump on board, they will collectively try to chase you out. All right. Now, it doesn't matter if you're male or female in this regard. The knitting circle, if you want to apply some kind of decentness to it, even though it doesn't deserve it, the equivalent knitting circle will absolutely chase you out of a job. All right. So, chickens, hens engage in a similar behavior where the lead hen of the clique will lead physical attacks, and the mob of the followers in a hen pecking. Um, I've not seen this personally, but I have heard stories of people who did have chickens where, you'd have the chiefess, bitch hen, round up all the followers, and they just all start attacking one of the other hens until, in most cases, they end up killing that hen. Unfortunately, this is female behavior, and it's cross species. All right. The only difference is that human females, they don't have beaks. They might end up with incredibly long, questionably long witch noses, but they don't have beaks. Anyway, but they can pull hair and scratch. They do have that. But for chickens, it's one thing. But when women do it, because they've not had to deal with the consequences in life for any of their actions, especially when they're young, because they haven't had to deal with the consequences, they tend to send things completely off the rails. Guys have the uncanny ability to take a subject and just fucking squash it, because we all know inherently if we let something just persist and fester and rot, the chances are that it will heat up and turn into a bigger conflict. It's a lot easier for both sides of any potential conflict on the male side to just crush it. All right. And if you can't crush a situation, then, all right, so you have the fist fight. All right, you have a fist fight. That's it. Energy gets released. One guy comes out on top, other guy gets his ass kicked, and essentially everybody just considers that the end of it. All right. Anyway, it's especially it's especially important for you girls out there. Even though so far I don't think too many, if at all, females have checked any of the videos from this channel. But that's the thing. Um, I don't focus on female shit. I'm not gonna spoon feed you touchy feely bullshit. All right, this is real life. Anyway, but for those of you girls who do stumble across a video like this, don't you dare make the mistake that they're carrying they're theirs, essentially. Don't ever make the mistake that that's free consolation. Okay? There's always a motive. All right? They might not know what the motive is going to end up being. All right? Because they haven't figured out yet what would be most beneficial and the most beneficial way to play the situation, the scenario, and play you. But they will eventually. And then the problems are going to start. What ends up happening is your girlfriends, they start building a massive pile of dirt on you. Okay. Often when they're young, they'll use the dirt to, swipe a boyfriend, swipe a raise or a promotion, etc. Everybody knows about the girl who goes under the desk. All right. When they're older, honestly, God help you when they get older, but when they're older, they'll try to swipe your husbands. All right. Often they will try to convince you to put excess pressure on or otherwise mistreat your man. Okay? Only to then open their legs and become his consolation. Once that happens, they'll end up using the juiciest of the details to drive the final wedge and take what was yours from you. All right, women are pretty big on. We can't even say that. We can't even say that. My apologies. Because of course censorship. Women are very prone to getting their girlfriends to nuke their relationships. Okay. Women will stop at nothing to keep other women single. But no matter how nice they've been to you, or how nice they may seem, um, women are in the game to get maximum utility. And they will absolutely sacrifice any friendship, any relationship to get it. Okay. I hate to tell you this, girls. I hate to tell you this. Um, actually, was it the Bundy quote? Married with children summed it up pretty well. Most guys have shared that meme, and even if you refuse to understand it, even though you know it's fucking right, son, don't try to understand women. Women understand women, and they all fucking hate each other because of it. All right. Unfortunately, because of my upbringing and how I went through life, I've seen just about every single manipulation tactic that a women, yeah, I'm tripping over my words again. Apologies. I've seen firsthand every single manipulation tactic and every single bastardized amorphous plot that could possibly be generated, used by women. All right. Sometimes against me, sometimes against people I knew. And it doesn't even matter if they are, just random chicks or if they're, your own family. All right. Any, well, oh, what was that? Jordan Peterson covered it once. I don't know if he's talked about it recently, but um, if you are a only child as a male, if you are the only child, or if you are the last born, mothers will unintentionally, quote unquote, um, lay on excess emotional damage and trauma in order to fuck you up so much in the head that you cannot go off on your own into the world. And you'd sit there and say, why the fuck would they do that? What? It's because if you're the only child, you're the replacement for the husband when he works himself to death. Or if he otherwise gets, removed from the planet in some form or fashion, especially early. All right. You're essentially the retirement policy. If you're the last born, obviously, that mother's not going to have any more kids. So, same thing. they damage the lastborn to try to lock them in, to try to destabilize them to the point where they will never try to leave the nest. Okay. And then in the process, when the father does, die off, you're going to be taking care of them consistently. That's evolutionary. That is evolutionary. And that's just another prime example. Honestly, having to talk about this is kind of bringing up some other thoughts and some experiences that, good God, I'm just gonna end it here. You guys have a good one. If you like and appreciate the video, like, favorite, sub, share, do all the things, ring the bell, ding the bell, tickle the bell, do all the things to your heart's content to that bell. Leave a comment, hype it if it comes up. If you're interested in written content, check out the Substack in the description box below. And what I miss? Oh, yes, personal or business consulting. Stop by www.spadesconsulting.com without the dash. And I will see you all next time.